fans, it's Speedball Haro, and today, not just one, but I got two things for you guys today, and that's going to be a double unboxing of my for my next reviews, and that is for the, as I'm calling it, the building of perfectibility with my RG Unicorn Gundam Billy 10th anniversary version, and I'll get to more of that in a bit. But today I'm also doing an unboxing of my latest abaoa box. So that's going to be fun because I have no idea what's in it. Because it could either be, as we've seen before, an RG, MG, HG. You know, it's just a ball of fun to find out. And of course, for those who don't know what that is, it's a loot box you can get at the 25th of every month from JoJo Hobbies, and they're about 39 bucks. They're a good price, and you usually get a good product for it. And as I mentioned, this will be afterwards. So what we'll do is we'll unbox this first, and then go to these guys. So let's move this out of the way. And we'll take these out of the way for right now, so that way we have the room to do the boxing. Let's get this. Now, as for this box's size, as you can see, I would have to say it could be most likely an HG, RG, or at least a 144 scale kit. Then again, it could be a smaller MG, but I'm more betting on the 144 in this case. And this is a good timing for this because as of today, and thanks to all my, as I call it, hashtag Howers, I have reached 1,000 Twitter followers on my Twitter page, so I'm super happy for that. I mean, I did not expect to get even close to that, so I'm pretty stoked about it. So, of course, I'd like to thank all my followers, and of course, I've also discovered I've reached over 200 subscribers on YouTube, so I'm also happy for that, and like to thank all my, my subscribers as well for your continuous support and your subscriptions, and of course, I'll do my best to keep up on expectations or the enjoyment of the hobby, which I do enjoy. And also, I'm also glad to say, if you didn't see this yesterday, we also just got in a bunch of new announcements from Bandai for their next year's 2021 Gunpla lineups, and I have to say, there's a couple kits I saw from that surprised me. But one kit I'm glad we're finally getting is the RG High New Gundam, which I know everyone knew we were going to be getting. And of course, the one that I know most people are stoked about is the MG 00 Virtue. Yes, I said Virtue. We're finally getting it. So, but as to the whole, does it give us the Nodlay function? I can't tell you that, guys. I would love to. But another kit I was surprised to see was the RG Gundam Wing 01. And I mean the anime style original Wing Gundam with a new wing setup. And what I mean by that is they've altered the original Gundam wings functions to actually open up more. If you want to see more, I have that in my previous video. And another kit I'm stoked about is the high grade Death Scythe. We're finally getting one. Okay, enough talking about that. If you want to see more, please check out my previous video and you'll see it. But for now, let's see what the heck I got in here. Okay, let's see. Can't tell yet. Oh, wait. It's our favorite thing in the world. It's bubble wrap. You can never have too much fun with this. Okay. Let's see now. Of course, I'm going to try to not look in here so I don't see it. Okay. That's a receipt we don't need. And, okay, I'm going to try not to peek, because I want to surprise myself. I'm hoping it's something good, and it's, wait, okay, I can see part of it, and it's, oh, okay, it's a diver gear. For those who don't know what this is, this was from from Gundam Build Divers, their custom stand piece. And it was pretty much like the game attachment point in the anime, so it's just a display stand. That's pretty cool. I've gotten the original Build Fighters one too, so yeah, these are fun. simple and easy. And of course, good for displaying pieces like the Double O and Magnum. So that's fun. Alright, let's see. Okay, I feel the next one, and it's got that plastic wrap on it. Alright, let's see if I can pull it out easier. And it's, oh wow. It's the Gundam Aegis Knight. Definitely a cool looking kit. And of course, as we all know with this, we know we're going to get a seed variant to get the regular Aegis. That's pretty cool. And of course, I've actually enjoyed the Knight lineup from the Re-Rise series, so that's so I'm definitely glad to get this. The only one major flaw I have is I actually already have one. Oh boy. Now before I say anything else, let's see. Oh wait, there's one other thing. Oh, cool. Sanding sticks. These are fun. These are always really useful. I've used these plenty of times. They're good sticks. These are good. In fact, I was gonna have to get some soon. Perfect timing. Oh yeah, oh, that's pretty cool. Let's see, anything else? Let's take a look. Nope, that's it. Alright, let's move this out of the way. So, for this month's box, October's month, I should say, I got an Aegis Knight, a stand, and sanding sticks. It's not a bad pull. Like I've always said before about these, you may not get like the most high valued kit or anything like that, but you can always get a good kit. And of course, you can always have fun customizing with whatever you get. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And even though, yes, I have a second one now of this, I could always find a good use for a secondary version. Or made for a custom. What do you guys think? And of course, another stand's always useful for anyone, actually. And sanding sticks are always required for good building. So, alright. Let's move these aside now, because now I'm going to get to the other unboxing. And that, of course, is for my RG Unicorn, or as I'm going to convert it into, the RG Perfectibility. Because as we all know, especially in the RG Unicorn lineup, the Perfectibility is a sought-after RG. It is, that kit is impossible to get in stock, because for those who didn't know or were a part of this year's US Gundam Expo, Gunpla Expo I should say, they had a good variety of kits there, and of course one particular kit that I know everyone was trying to get their hands on was the RG, the just announced and released in Japan for the Gundam base, the Gundam Perfectibility. And of course they had every variation, two of them. They had the SD, HG, RG, and MG. So of course, that was awesome. The only problem was the RG, of course, was the most sought after version. I mean, literally, that thing was, if you want to know the truth, I myself tried my hardest to get one, but sadly, as you can see, I didn't get one. And one reason is because by the time the sales had begun for it, that kit sold out before the sale began. And that's the honest truth. It's just the truth. I watched it and it just sold out. So yeah, that stunk. But luckily for me, I happened to come across this not too long after, and I told myself, this is my chance. This is a chance to get my perfectibility. Because as you can see, this guy has the blue Psycho Frame inner frame, which, as we all know, you need for it. And of course, this is what he looks like. And for those who are wondering, this is, as you can read here, the Unicorn Gundam Build-A-Billy 10th Anniversary, color designed by Meijin Kawaguchi. So that's pretty cool. And for those who don't know what Billy is, it's a broadcast company that I know decided to do their 10th anniversary, and Bandai, of course, gave them the RG Unicorn. So that's pretty cool. So when I found this, I had to get it, of course. And of course, as you can see, you do get these cool decals you can add to them. that says Bilibili on it, so I'm probably going to do that just for fun. And of course, we'll unbox that in a minute, but first, let me show you these guys. And that is the Expansion Unit Armed Armor VNBS. For those who don't entirely know what that is, that's the armor unit, the weapon units, the Banshee we utilized in the OVA series before the final movie, were the big claw and the big gun on the arms, which you can get separately, of course, for the RG RX0 line. So that's pretty cool. And of course, I got the perfect shield you definitely need to go with to make the perfectibility, of course, hence the name. And of course, if you're wondering, this, of course, are from the company. Let's see if I can get that in there for you guys. Effects Wings. It's pretty much a third-party company that's, well, in the last, I would say a year or more than a year now, that's been releasing Gunpla parts mostly for RG kits. And it's the truth. Every kit I've seen released by them is for all the RG kits you've ever known, like Exia, and even now just recently they also released the RG Ava units parts. They just released for them weapons, arms, stuff like that. And of course, what's cool about this kits are based on the P Bandai exclusive versions. So pretty much for those who've been wondering, dang, I really want those weapon pits, but they cost so much. You can get the same things here for a lot less, trust me. I looked into the prices on the P Bandais. They're new. I could not afford that. So, let's get to this. We'll start with the unicorn. As you can see. And of course, this is of course still based on the regular RG unicorn, so not much different there. But as you can see, get these cool. You still get the nice white here, and of course, you get all the fun parts here, including all the different V-fin setups you can do. And the only difference that this kit has, it has more of a bluish color to all of its parts that would be like dark gray and such. Like here, see? These are all usually black, gray, and such like that, and they're, in this case, blue. And that of course includes the inner frame parts, which would of course be the same inner frame you would see for the Perfectibility kit and the Phoenix too. But as we all know, the RG Phoenix and, as I mentioned, the Perfectibility is a pain in the butt to get, since sadly one is Gundam base and the other is P Bandai, which is unfortunate. But, I'm definitely glad I got this kit. It may have cost me a little bit much, but not too bad at the time. But still, I'm glad I got it, because now I can actually finally get my hand, finally build Perfectibility in a sense. And I get a chance to test out these parts I've been wanting to try. So that's pretty cool. As you can see, all looks good. And of course, this is Bandai, so there's no flaws there. And of course, here's all the clear parts for this. That's pretty cool. I can see why the blue cycle frame is such a pain in the butt to get, or why Bandai doesn't want to, release it for retail. They want to keep it exclusively. It's so nice and blue. That's pretty cool. And of course, you get all these inner frames, hands, and so on. That's pretty cool. Let's take a look. That's awesome. And lastly, in this box, the final runner. Still the same white as the previous RG, but still looks good. Now the only thing if you're wondering, the manual is still the same, of course. See? Right there. And it just shows everything else you'd normally see for the regular RG. See? Even the manual. Nothing different there. The only thing you do see different is that this comes with a secondary paper to display the information on the Bilibili. See? As you can see. And of course, the major custom difference between the two. Of course, you get the regular decals you get for the RG, and there we go, the Bilibili decals. So these are pretty cool. So I'm definitely gonna try my best to put these on for you guys so you can see them. So that. No, that's nothing. The one thing you do notice though for the V-fin, because if you want, you get blue instead of what you normally get for the RG. So that's pretty cool right there. Alright. Let's put these back so that way you guys can take a look with me. The weapon units. Let's move it. Actually, I'll just move this off to the side. Okay. Now the first one we'll look at is the Expansion Armored Arm VNBS. Now, of course, these are simple small boxes. Now, of course, you do get wire pieces for parts. That's pretty cool. And I'll explain why you need those for a minute. Let's move the manual out of the way. Let's pull these out. Oh, some more runners. Alright, let's put that down. The first part we'll look at is these clear parts. If you did not know about this, this is all in clear plastic. And of course, this is, of course, blue. Because that's what's cool about this company, is that they did every variation of the weapon versions. So that way, if you do have an RG, RX unit, you can, of course, pick the color you want and get it. What's cool, though, of course, for this guy is that you get the same set of parts, but in two colors, in case you wanted to go with the original gold plastic or clear plastic. I'll probably just go with the clear because it makes sense. And of course, you get these in clear. Pretty cool. And of course, you do get a complete duplicate set here. Now these parts, I believe, are for, let me see. Ah, yes. These are mostly for the tail parts you get for this kit. Now, why would you get tail parts with this? It's because you're pretty much supposed to get the armed unit and the shield, because these are supposed to go onto the shields pretty much. So that way you have the whole Phoenix style setup. And of course, here's the arm parts here and here. And as you can see, these are, completely white, which, are meant, of course, for the unicorn itself, instead of its Banshee or Phoenix counterparts. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And of course, here's the attachment points for them. And as I mentioned, for the tail parts, you do get wires because that's how they attach. This is, you put these through, and there you go. Alright. Now, let's get to the shield parts. So you can see all the parts together. And as you can see, these are just simply packed. So, yeah. Is that a bad sign? Not really. I mean, these came in with no problems, no damage, none of that. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad for that, of course. And of course, as you can see here, you get duplicate parts for, of course, for making duplicate shields. But I like how this blue looks, of course, because it matches up good with the blue sacroframe of the regular, well, in this case, the Bilibili unicorn. I'll just call it for right now, which, of course, in turn will be called Perfectibility at a point. And then, of course, you get these. Oh, and that's right, I almost forgot. What's cool about this kit setup is that you also get the Phoenix V-fin parts if you wanted to. So that's pretty cool. In case you are a fan of the Phoenix style of V-fins, you can give it those V-fins. That's awesome. So this way you have, options to work with. Of course, other there, more parts. Let's see. Yep, same parts as before. And of course, like I mentioned, you do get duplicates. So yeah, nothing bad. It just means, double the build. And as you can see here, beef in again. And such like that. So yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun to put these together and add to my unicorn. Because as we all know, it looks better perfected than just basic. So that's going to be awesome to do. Now, of course, you can, if you want, you can get all the same parts I've shown you here with any of the other RGX kits, RX0 units. So that way, if you do have a different one, you don't want to, just do like I did. You could, of course, do the same setup for a Banshee, the regular unicorn, and of course the final battle unicorn. And if you have the Phoenix and you just want, say, the armed parts, you can get them for that too. So that's all still cool. So yeah, that's awesome. And I'm definitely glad for these because I thought it would take me so long to get my hands on a Perfectibility. So yeah, given a chance to actually custom build one is actually pretty cool. And it gives me a chance, of course, to work with these new, these new add-on parts. Because if things work out with these, I intend to do a custom variations of the RX0 lines to make my own customs with these kind of parts. So when I get them built and you guys see it in action, I'll definitely see, what be good, what I need to adjust, and will look good for my customs. So yeah, I'm totally glad for that. And well, that's about it. As you've seen today, we got these. Oh, and if you didn't know this, of course, which I'm sure by now, of course, you would, but if you didn't, if you did not get the Aegis Knight yet, and you do, you also get components in it to work with the other Re-Rise main cast lineup to do the Re-Rising Gundam in standard color, in case you didn't want to do his, well, many have called it the Cheddar Gundam and Cheese and so on, but let's just call it let's just say the final version, to make it simple. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, but like I said, I'm glad I have all these kits. Like I said, these are good fun for customs and just such like that. The unicorn, like I said, it's going to be a fun build because this gives me the chance to finally get my hands on a Perfectibility, which, as we all know, Bandai will not be releasing the RG version in retail anytime soon, or anywhere besides Gundam bases, and hopefully maybe the next Gundam Expo for those who are really wanting one. Yeah, but if not, there's alternatives. So yeah, so as always, I'm glad for everyone to come and watch. Um, I hope, of course, especially as of nowadays, I hope everyone is doing okay, is especially safe this time, especially during this time of year, and of course the events of, well, of the season, particularly with, as we all know, how the, well, to simplify, I'll try to say it nicely, the virus is affecting everyone and how badly it's getting out there with it. So I do hope everyone is staying safe and, of course, is enjoying their hobbies, as I always say. And, of course, if there's, well, simple, if there's anything you want to know or any questions, please leave them in the comments. And, yeah, I think that's about it, I'm thinking. But, like always, I'm glad for you all to come. And, of course, I will hopefully be doing more, my next setup of kits when all the new kits that have been announced are up for pre-orders. So that's going to be a fun time when those come about. So yeah, thank you all, and I hope everyone is having a good day.